Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and this is my nephew, Mason. Hello, Mason!
Hi, Heather.
He's joining us today because he wants to do a recipe that he saw on TikTok. He was like, Aunt Heather, I know you do recipes and I really want to try this. And you guys, it looks so cool. So this is another TikTok made me do it. And what are we going to do today? What's it called? Do you remember what it was called?
Peanut butter banana French toast.
Peanut butter banana French toast. And we're going to do it in our deluxe electric grill and griddle. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some Texas toast, some eggs, some banana, and some peanut butter. That's it. Now, I have another variation that I want to try out because just putting egg on my bread is fine, and we want to try it exactly how the recipe, said. But man, there's so much potential in this recipe, and that's why I wanted to do it for you today. So you ready to get started?
Yes.
All right, let's get started.
Hey, Heather, don't we need cinnamon too?
For this one, no, it didn't have any cinnamon in it. It was just egg and...
At the end, he said we need cinnamon.
Sprinkle over cinnamon maybe. We can do that. So, come on over here. We're gonna get these 2 eggs cracked into this bowl. Now, Mason is homeschooling, so this is actually part of his curriculum today. And so we are just doing a recipe, and we're gonna enjoy picking eggs out of our
Eggshell
out of our bowl. All right, and now we are going to whisk it up into a nice scrambled egg. What's your favorite thing about French toast?
Haven't really had it too much.
Oh yeah? Well, maybe this will be your new favorite recipe. Every time he comes over, he'll be like, let's make that French toast. Because it sounds delicious.
Or I could just make it at home.
Yep, you could make it for your family.
That good?
All right, yep, that's good. All right, so let's set this off to the side. And now, because we're in Texas, we're gonna use some
Texas-style bread.
Texas toast, which is actually a part of the recipe. So we're gonna go ahead and make, let's make 4 full sandwiches, okay? So that's 8 pieces of bread. Actually, let's just do 4.
Okay.
Because that way we can have our next thing. So what is it that you're gonna do first?
We are going to trim off the sides of the bread.
Yep, we're gonna trim off the sides of the bread. All right, let me give you a tip about cutting with a large stack and a very sharp knife.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
No, it's just because you don't do it very often. When you're cutting with a serrated knife, you don't want to push down. You just want to slide back and forth. So see how I'm holding it very softly? This is just to prove to you that I'm using the knife to cut and not pushing down. That way, as the knife goes through, you're using that sawing motion just like a saw. So go ahead and try this one and don't push down, but grip the knife very firmly. And let me show you another tip. When you hold a knife, hold it, don't put your finger up here, because if your finger slips, you can get it under here. So wrap your hand around, put your thumb is made to go right here. So on this knife, so when you grip it, grip there.
Okay.
There you go. And now saw, don't push.
I'm not pushing.
There you go. Good job. Okay, perfect. And there you go. So now that we have our bread all trimmed off, I'm actually going to save this bread so that we can make a type of French toast casserole. I think I made it last year for Christmas, or maybe a couple years ago. COVID years don't count. It was definitely last year. Probably not. It's probably like 3 years ago. Anyway, it was by Stephen Curtis Chapman. You use this absolutely fantastic bread, and that's what we're gonna do with that. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're gonna butter this bread with some
peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Jif is the best, fight me. Let's do the peanut butter. So what are we gonna do? We're just gonna kind of open them up like sandwiches, right?
And coat each one in peanut butter.
All right, go for it.
Which one should I use?
Let's use a spreader. And for those of you that don't like peanut butter or that might have a peanut allergy, you can definitely use sun nut butter or even some Nutella and have yourself a Nutella and banana sandwich. But we're doing exactly how the recipe was given to us to start with. Oops, I forgot a piece. All right, now it's time for the banana. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let Mason open the banana because he wants to show you how to open a banana the correct way. I opened one last night and he's like, hey, you're doing that wrong.
No, I don't.
There you go, look at that. And why do you open it from the bottom?
The stem breaks, it's easier to open it from the bottom.
There you go. Monkeys open it from the bottom apparently. So now we're just going to cut it into slices and put it on top of our bread.
You want slices that are about your knuckle width thick.
Yep. All right, perfect. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna
line the thing,
Yep.
line the peanut butter.
And neither of us have ever eaten this before, so we have no idea if this is going to be good or if it's going to be disgusting. We're hoping for good though, because it's breakfast this morning and we want good. We're voting for good.
We don't want to puke.
Okay, so are we gonna put it on both sides or just one? I think it's just
we're
one
gonna flip?
side. Yes,
Yeah,
we're gonna
only one.
flip. All right, so now we're gonna flip these together.
Press it down.
There we go. And in the TikTok video, they had you cutting them into squares. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do right now is we're going to cut them in half and then we're gonna get them battered and going. So the recipe had you cutting them straight down the center. So is that the way that you're gonna cut it? Yep, he's gonna cut it right down the center. Perfect. Oh, look at that. Did you see his movement of his finger?
I didn't want to get yelled at again.
Oh, he can be taught. That's perfect because that means that something I said you'll remember. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean up just a little bit and we'll get the
I got it.
we'll get the grill warming up. But let's see, you know, we have magic here. When we snap our fingers, everything's cleaned up and reset. You want to see it? Isn't it cool?
Sure.
Okay, ready? You gonna snap? One. Oh. Only my snap works. Okay, go.
Whoa, it's clean.
I know, right? It's so magical. I'm magical. Anyway, okay, let's get our grill started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my button here to griddle. And it's set on 60 minutes at 350. That sounds just fine. This will take about 3 to 5 minutes to heat up. So in the meantime, while that's heating up, let's get these dunked.
In the egg.
In the egg. So in the original recipe that we saw from the Josh Elkin, he just dunked it in. There's nothing in here. There's no salt. There's no anything in this batter. And that's why we want to try the whole thing out so that we know if it's good and we can tell you if it's good because I'm sure it will be good, but I think we can make it better. So anyway, let's go ahead and start dunking.
He also said completely dunk it on every side.
Yes. All right.
It's falling apart.
This is the messy stuff. I'm letting him do it. And my hands stay clean.
It's all falling apart.
Yep. I'm not a super fan of making French toast because you get your hands all dirty, but I'll take one for the team because this sounds delicious.
I'm doing all the work.
He is. He's doing all the work. All right. Okay, he's going to go wash his hands now.
Yep.
And it looks like this recipe will only do about 2 sandwiches, maybe a third one. So keep that in mind as you make your recipe. And now while we wait for this to warm up, let's go ahead and get our cinnamon and sugar mixture all together. So at the end of his video, he rolled it after it comes out of here and is still hot. He rolls it in cinnamon and sugar. So I have a bowl of sugar and some cinnamon, and we're just gonna eyeball it because there were no measurements on anything. So here's my Cinnamon Plus from Pampered Chef, and we're just going to put some in there and use a fork and see what we think.
I think that's enough.
Yeah, probably. Are you lefty?
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that at this moment that he's a lefty. And because I'm a Pampered Chef gal, we're gonna put that cinnamon and sugar into our cinnamon and sugar shaker. Perfect.
Now we
And
just gotta
now
shake
our
it.
cinnamon and sugar is ready to go to shake over the top when we're done. All right, now it's time to take our deluxe electric grill and griddle and open it up fully. Like this. So if you were doing, say, bacon and this, you could do it all at the same time. I happen to have a couple pieces of bacon, so I can show you what I mean. We're just gonna start the bacon on one side. And then we'll start the other on the other side. Oh, wait, before we do that, we forgot the butter. So I'm gonna take about a tablespoon-ish, or half a tablespoon, really.
It fell apart.
And we're just gonna give it a good butter. Kind of get them evenly spaced on the griddle.
If you use a spatula, it doesn't fall apart as easily.
There you go. I'm gonna make an executive decision. I'm gonna put some butter over here, and I'm gonna crack an egg there too, so that we can get some eggs with our bacon and French toast.
He said to turn them over once every like 3 seconds until they turn golden brown.
So you think it's been 30 seconds?
3 seconds. So yes, we should flip them.
Ooh, looks good. And you're gonna wanna make sure that you give them that 30 seconds on every side. So like the top and the bottom, and then each side is gonna require time. We have eggs going and we have bacon going. That bacon is looking fantastic already. And we'll get that egg flipped right over.
It doesn't want to stay.
That's all right, you might have to just hold it. Look at the peanut butter squishing out. How beautiful. There we go, look at that. And we're gonna sprinkle with cinnamon sugar. And he's turning them over so we can get the other side with cinnamon and sugar. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and close this grill while we taste so that it stays warm and we don't burn ourselves. So, what do you think so far?
It looks a bit weird.
You think it looks a little weird? What's weird about it? It looks like French toast though.
It does look like French toast. The egg is kind of spilling overboard, and I don't know how it's going to taste.
Yeah, well, you want to cut it or you want to eat the whole thing?
Let's cut it.
He's going to cut it up, and we are going to try this.
It doesn't want to cut.
Oh,
It kind of fell apart.
I probably have the wrong knife. That's
Yeah.
probably my fault. Okay, here we go. Couple things I'd do differently. A little less peanut butter. I feel like that's a real big chunk of peanut butter in your mouth, but I am not mad at that. Are you mad at that?
It was good, but I know what happened. I added too much. I was just maybe 1, maybe 2 layers, not
I'm gonna
a
bring
glob.
this up to Jake. So you think that's a recipe you would definitely make again?
Yeah, just way less peanut butter for it doesn't spill overboard.
Yeah,
and
it's excellent.
cook it for a little bit less time and flip it more.
Okay, so I have decided that as good as that was, I think we need to make it even better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2 eggs to our same bowl because no reason to use another bowl. I'm gonna add 1 cup of half and half, pinch of salt, and a teaspoon of cinnamon to my egg batter.
What are these 2 things?
This is maple syrup. This is vanilla. And now we are going to give that a good whisk. So whisk, whisk, whisk until you see everything married together is what I like to say. All right, and we're just gonna cut the toast the same way. All right, that looks great. And what we will do this time is we are gonna butter these. Half of them are gonna be buttered with peanut butter and the other half
Nutella.
Nutella.
Okay, put a small layer of peanut butter.
Yeah, this time I think maybe keep the peanut butter right in the middle. And then the other one, we're gonna do the Nutella. All right, we're all done. Now let's get our banana on top. So you decorate yours and I'll decorate mine. All right, now that we're done with the topping of the bananas, let's go ahead and get our tops on. Now this time, I don't think we want to squish it. Let's keep it kind of nice and fluffy so that when we dip it in egg batter, there's more to grab. And then let's get our knife.
Hopefully it doesn't fall apart as much.
And we're gonna carefully cut these the way that the last one was cut. All right, and you want to cut these? You want me to?
You can cut them. I don't
Okay.
feel like messing it up.
Oh, you didn't mess up the last ones.
Yeah, but those have more banana in them.
All right, so now that we have our batter ready and our sandwiches ready, we're gonna put the butter on the griddle.
Move it
And
around.
move it around so that we have, and then I'm gonna go whoop, go over to the other side and griddle that side. And then we are going to dip our French toast right in and get it right on.
Is it falling apart as bad?
Oh yeah, it's definitely, but we're getting it right in, so it's not gonna fall apart quite as much because it's not doesn't have time to sit there
And soak.
and soak. Yep. We'll do the peanut butter one on the
Left side.
Yep. Oh, pff. I put it on its side first. Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, and then the directions say 30 seconds per side, so let's go ahead and flip the first one to its side. Oh, look at how nice that looks.
Mine didn't stand up on their side.
Well, that's because yours, we waited too long to get it onto the griddle, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was so soft and squishy. Okay, so for the ends, I'm just gonna tip it up and hold it for a second so that we can get those ends. Maybe I'll just lean it up against his brother there. All right, and there we have it.
We need to put the sugar
we are
on it.
going to sprinkle some powdered sugar over the top. Oh, beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna cut this with a very big knife. Because
overly big.
that was what was over here. And we're gonna try one of each of these so that we know, because we already tried the one with peanut butter, but we want to see if
your way made it different.
the battering made a difference. So I'm just gonna poke one.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. This is the one with the batter's different. The peanut butter's a little less. Bon appetit. I can't tell the difference. I mean, I can tell that there's a little bit of a,
Powdered sugar.
no, not the powdered sugar, but I can tell that there is a little bit of vanilla in it, which is a great addition, but overall, I think it tastes pretty much the same. That's weird. It's more cinnamon forward too. I feel like it's much more cinnamon forward. Okay, now for the Nutella and banana. That's good.
I don't like the cooked Nutella.
I do. I'll take it. That's your
like
breakfast is mine.
I like the fact, I like it, but it's weird.
Okay, so out of the 3, he says no Nutella. Oh gosh. So you know what I like about this one is the cinnamon and the Nutella together and the caramelized bananas are excellent. Like I love banana Nutella anyway, but having it in French toast just like kicks it up.
I gotta say, it is good. That one is good, but the Nutella is...
Too much for you?
I don't like the fact that it's cooked. I'm not used to it.
So, as you're eating this French toast, do you have the other one in your mind? As I'm continuing to eat, I do taste the difference. I taste that this one has a lot more depth and flavors. So you can taste the cinnamon coming through. The maple syrup is in that batter, remember? And so then you can taste that sweetness and the vanilla. And I really think that, you know, if you're in a pinch and you can just do egg, you know, for your French toast, that's fine. But doing it with all of the extra additions, including the milk, I don't know. That's pretty good.
I definitely say that it is good. I can taste the difference. The maple syrup and all that complement each other, and the vanilla. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. There's no difference. And it's very subtle hints of differences.
But the differences are there and they're good.
It'd be
Like
a
the
good
sweetness of the bread now, it's pretty phenomenal. And the fact that since there was a little maple syrup in the batter, it kind of crisped on the outside of the bread and makes the bread a little bit more crunchy. It is very, very good. All right, Mason. Well, he's about to finish off. I think it's a win. TikTok, thank you. Thank you for making me do it, making him see it. It was on his feed. And just thank you, TikTok, for making us do it, right?
Making us have French toast instead of bacon.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, that's it for us. If you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always looking for the next adventure. Sometimes my family members hand them to me. So this TikTok Made You Do It is brought to you by Mason. All right, thanks, Mason. Would you come again?
Sure.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the next adventure. Bye.
Bye.